Born in Essex, England, Russell Brand is an acclaimed comedian, actor, and author. His movie credits include Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Get Him to the Greek, and Despicable Me. And his memoir, My Bookie Wook, sold over 600,000 copies to date. He is currently on a sold-out world tour of his one-man show, The Messiah Complex.
We're here, Russell Brand, consciousness inhabiting a body, eh?
That's currently what I am.
Nice. How is that feeling these days?
I feel all right. I mean, I'm not yet ready to become disembodied consciousness, although we don't truly understand the nature of consciousness. Perhaps a little bit of my consciousness is in fact disembodied. We don't fully know yet. Suppose what's happened is, this is what I believe in, mate, is that certain cultural narratives are promoted that are beneficial only to elites. These cultural narratives are not true. We need to realign the cultural narratives that we promote. So if there are, the only reality that is relevant is we have this planet. There are this many people on the planet. There are these resources. Any system that is in conflict with the even distribution of the resources to the people is a disingenuous and illusory system. All these things are just ideas. America, just an idea. England, just an idea. Karate, just an idea. Wednesday, just an idea. So we live in when you talk about, see, in Christian myth, these ideas are quite evident. When we talk about what Campbell said, what is the relevance of the resurrection of Christ, some guy 2,000 years ago, if we are not constantly resurrected into the moment anew? I think what Christianity is referring to with this resurrection myth is that the dead human ape has fulfilled its potential. The dead human ape has not evolved for the last 10,000 years. These are the achievements of the dead human ape. Now we must transform, become enlightened, so that we can access the next realm of consciousness necessary for our evolution.
Right, which also involves sharing the resources equitably
so
the whole planet can partake in the abundance that's available.
We've got to let go of temporary, transient ideas like individualism. The nature of monotheistic faiths, these dead desert religions, is to encode us with the idea that individualism is more important than paganism, ideologies that integrally relate us to the earth, so that we know that we are integrally, indefatigably related to our environment, and we live in the service of our environment, because self is a temporal illusion.
So how do we make that jump in tangible and practical terms?
I just think and meditate on the holy names of God. We are all one. So that's been helping me out.
What are some of those holy names?
Krishna, Satnam, the nickname of God, they say. But it can be the Lord's Prayer. Like Joseph Campbell, who I've loved loads, says, all religions are true in that the metaphor is true. I think we attain it within ourselves initially, and we communicate these ideas on a personal level. Spirituality, I can get, as you've just heard, I can be very verbose and loquacious on the topic, but really it just means be nice. It ain't hard, just be nice. You meet a homeless person, be nice. You get into a cab, be nice to the person. Don't see yourself as adversarial. Then the revolution has already occurred. What I'm saying is that what we have to do is individually reach our own personal alignment. We have to do the principles are all there. You know this. The principles are already there. We achieve detachment through meditation. We no longer then we are no once we can achieve enlightenment, and once we put our satisfaction beyond our individual needs, we are no longer malleable by the pre-existing system. The system requires us to be selfish little consumerist pods. Once we go, I ain't that bothered about that. It's easier for me because I've been famous now. I know that's boring. I've been rich now. I know that's boring. I fuck loads of people now. I know that's boring. Took loads of drugs now. No, that's boring. So all that's left is spiritual enlightenment. That's all that's left.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's time to get my next guest out. I've got no idea what we'll talk about, but we'll find something. It's Mr. Russell Brand. Here he is. Russell Brand, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you. Look at the state of you. Look at the state.
This is what I'm wearing.
Well, it's lovely to see you. So you did. We should say you flew in this morning from Los Angeles. You actually only arrived this morning.
Someone was filming me when I got that tattoo done. Look, I've got a tattoo on my hand of a Kundalini snake etched by the eminent psychiatrist Carl Jung, who was also a very mystic man. This represents the energy of our core being taken up our body so that our consciousness, our primal consciousness, can connect with our divine consciousness. I was being filmed when it happened, Jonathan, and then afterwards I went, oh no, that's there now. didn't realise it was real because it was being filmed. I didn't think it was real.
How many tattoos do you have now, Russell? You have too many tattoos,
I'm
in my opinion.
smothered in the bleeding things.
Why do you keep getting tattoos?
Because I'm an addict, and if, like, I start doing something and it feels nice, I'll do it all the time. You know, it's like chocolate, monkey business, hullabaloo, tomfoolery, I've done them all.
That's all the same thing.
I know, I've been doing it all day.
OK,
I've nearly kicked off my aeroplane.
How many tattoos do you have now, Russell?
All right, I'll show you.
Oh, I didn't ask you this, so we don't want to see. Please don't encourage him.
I feel encouraged by that.
OK, hold it. Well, that's quite a beautiful one on your arm there. These aren't like Harry Styles tattoos that are like he's just run out of paper.
Lord of the seen and unseen universe. 70% of the universe is we cannot ascertain with our senses. It is dark matter, yet Krishna rules it all. Ganesh, with his infinite compassion, removing the obstacles between us and our higher selves.
There's a mixture of the spiritual and the temporal there. Your interest in the spiritual world and the actual world of physical reality.
We are flesh, aren't we, Jonathan?
We are.
How can we escape our primal nature?
Thanks. Hey, thank you very much. That's really wonderful, and thank you for all your tremendous effort and devotion to this wonderful cause. And although you explicitly stated, don't say we're good musicians, you were good musicians. It's really lovely. Well done, thank you. It's very enjoyable. And a lovely presentation as well, as you said. I'm here because I've had the privilege of being friends with Radhanath Swami for ages now. A decade, I think it's been. When I met him, I was just ambling out of addiction, and I met him at Bhaktivedanta Manor, which some of you will be familiar with, is the property that George Harrison donated to Krishna consciousness out in Watford. I was there rattling around and crazy and eccentric and looking for things to believe in. And I sort of met a few devotees there, and they said, oh, Radhanath Swami's going to be here, Radhanath Swami's going to be here. It was very much like, I don't know if any of you have seen Jesus Christ Superstar. In the earlier scenes, there's much hullabaloo and excitement about the onset and the, I believe it's before Jesus' arrival. I don't remember the exact plot of the musical. I seem to remember he was quite central. I met Radhanath Swami and felt instantly the kind of connect. Those of you that don't know him are about to have this experience, I should imagine. When I met him, what I felt was comparable only in my limited secular experience to what one feels when meeting a beautiful woman of the appropriate gender. Oh, for me it is woman, so but, you know, hey, go crazy, live your lives. A sense of incredible, inexpressible excitement. I thought, this person has something that I want. What is it? What is it? I was unable to identify it. I was unable to directly identify what I wanted from him. And it made me speak real rapid and fast. I wasn't taking drugs anymore. When you first stop taking drugs, if you take drugs all the time, it's kind of like a drug. So like I was in this like fast-paced, manic space. And when I saw him, emanating, silently humming, wordlessly almost floating into view, I said, oh, what are you going to tell me? That reality isn't all an illusion, that it's all a construct of consciousness, that there's veil after veil of reality constructed for us. Oh, I spend all my time on Xbox or wherever it was then. So how many layers of illusion am I living in? And he just laughed, really, so sincerely, beautiful laugh, quite crazy, you'll probably hear it over the course of his lecture. And pulled my head into his chest and I felt instantly calm. After this we had a friendship where we would meet, and he has the capacity to introduce truth effortlessly. And I suppose that's what we're all looking for, isn't it? An authentic relationship with reality, not one that's filtered, diluted, smothered in saccharine, presented to us to conveniently reappropriate our emotions and drives to the causes and objectives of those that govern us. Radhanath Swami is able to deliver truth. Yeah, that sounds like slip things in. Radhanath Swami, we're all on agenda. Radhanath Swami for me is, earlier on we were talking, how do I say the name? Janavi was talking about like teachers and stuff. I was thinking about Loudmouth Swami then. He's one of the great teachers that I've met today. Is his Guru Prabhupada's birthday. That means a lot to him. So happy birthday, Prabhupada. So it's an auspicious day for us all to be here, and it's for me it's always a privilege. I've only introduced him once before, but it was a privilege then, and it's a privilege now to introduce to you a very great man. Please give it a round of applause and open your minds real wide now for Loudmouth Swami.
To Jim.
Not really a lot I can do in a situation like this. Just got to go with it.
Thank you. When we reach here, some people ask me, better remain in that room, rest room. Then I told, I want to listen these strange persons of explanation about me.
Thank you. Did you pick up any spiritual tips?
No, I think your openness, transparent, wonderful.
Thank you.
That's good.
You have to get up at 3:30 in the morning. That's very early, 3:30. That's still the night time.
I may share one of my experience. One time in Berlin, in my room, the hotel, one just to see opposite, the other side. There's one, I think, small, hall. About evening 6, 7, already you saw there's some different lights within the hall, green, blue,
Disco
red,
lights.
go like that.
Disco lights.
Then I can hear something like that. So that my time about to bed. So then after 2 hours sleep, I wake up, and out of my curiosity, I look, still going on. Then next morning, about 3:34, I already now get up. That whole still going on, junction like that. I think that's your life. So you see, whole night you just spend it that way. I think I'm quite sure. The next day, I think feel sleep. So that's just because of that. I think against the nature. Nature, night, so no longer light. Right? That's the time for sleep. Then daytime, time for work or do something. So these people, I think opposite. The whole night, some sort of entertainment. The daytime, sleep. I think that's wrong. Of course, individual freedom. If you really like that, that's up to you. Okay, no problem. Nobody argue.
Thanks, Your Holiness, for sanctioning my lifestyle.
How much time do you spend practicing meditation and yoga now?
I have to, just to keep that, keep the odds up. I think, like, I think I do an hour a day of, I do like an hour and a half of yoga, and I do 20-20 of meditation. So sort of 2 hours and 10 minutes a day. So that's getting into the territory of them people that are hardcore, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 hours is about the minimum to start considering yourself hardcore.
I can push to that.
So tell me, please, what sort of effect has the yoga had on your profession and art form?
What I feel, Eddie, is that it's made a whole new realm accessible to me. But I think, you're right. There's certain communities or nations or cultures that probably don't have as direct access to some of these ideas. And I suppose that we must make this information, this technology, these techniques, these ideas accessible, because they work better than a lot of things we're trying instead. That's my experience. I really tried drugs. I really tried sex. I really tried all those things, and they do not work. So try this. So if someone had given me this information when I was 5, it would have been alright, and then again at 10, and then again at 15. If it was part of normal life, the same way is normal life to, hey, try cigarettes, or hey, try booze, or these ideas are more accessible than the actual solution. And I greeted every one of them false messiahs with open arms, and again gave them opportunity after opportunity. And things that actually work, you sort of treat them, you sort of shirk them off as if as if you owe them money, and you don't. Oh no, I've got to avoid yoga and meditation. They've been portrayed quite brilliantly by the mainstream as sort of somehow luxury. They're into luxury or artificial or superficial. It's absolutely integral. It's absolutely the most authentic thing, more real than any of us.
What is the essence of your development, or when we talked a few weeks ago, your awakening? Is it accelerating? Because I see an awakening across the board of humanity, period.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting time. I think that people are interested once more in formulating a different society. I think people are kind of bored of being exploited. They're bored with a cultural narrative that supports elitism and exploits the people.
So the people do have the power, and the power structure realizes that, but as long as we're aware of the manipulation, it's game over.
Yeah, it's happening now. It's inevitable. We don't have to do anything. We're merely projections of a like it says in the Lord's Prayer, on earth as it is in heaven. There are subtler dimensions, subtler frequencies of which we are the realisation. If we become in tune with a different narrative, a different story, if we live as God would have us live, then the world will change automatically. It will just happen automatically. Someone said, I think it might be Prabhupada, that a cave can have been in darkness for 10,000 years, but as soon as the light is put on, as soon as a match is struck, the light is there. So the light is coming.
And humanity's coming out of the cave.
We're coming out of the cave. It's over. We're coming out of the caves now.
I'm Russell Brand. Hare Krishna. Good night.